Hey, so I saw somebody on the Castle Grief Discord ask to have people share their campaign notes. So this is the notebook I used for the Druid Quest solo gaming that I did a few months back. I'm not even sure what we have. Oh, that's for something else. Okay, so we're just going to do a quick flip through of the notebook. So I should have filled out the table of contents better. It looks like, well, yeah, I went to about 30 pages, but that's all blank. And I had set up an area where I was going to use a big map. So I designed the settlements for in case we went someplace. And this information was derived from the solo wargaming book by William Sylvester. And then I wrote some narrative stuff here about what happened in chapter 1, day 1, traveling around, that sort of thing. This was just pure exploration, and there's a video on this. And basically, this is all just narrative stuff. And then I started looking at the Mythic emulator, and I don't really grok it. There's I don't know, there's something I'm not getting. I need to see a video on how someone else uses it. But also I wrote here, Daniel at Bandit's Keep uses a sort of chaos score representing his mapper's sanity / state of mind while in the wilderness. I'm not sure where he got that. If you go to Bandit's Keep actual play, you can see what he does using the outdoor survival board and chainmail for what he's doing, and original D&D rules. So then we've got some downtime activities that I did. What else here? This is day 10. They're in the village of High Fork. I believe we introduced a new NPC here who is Morpan the Scholar. Also, there was Delgam the Sorcerer, who was tracking the group to find their way to the lost tomb of Gamsar. Unfortunately, he went to cast a spell and take over the party, and he tried to cast Doctrine of the Sob Path and got a critical fail. Demon trapped his soul and killed him. So unfortunately, he bit the dust there. And then I was also using different rules for the different dungeon delves. So we played around a little bit with the dungeon board game, and also 4 Against Darkness, which you can see here. And we were keeping a calendar. Here's the 18 June narrative information. This is what they found for loot. They returned to High Fork. And then I started working on coming up with a travel procedure and like a turn procedure. And we did several iterations of this. All of them actually are available on the itch site for free. Pay what you want. So if you want to download those, you certainly can. And then they decided to go on a trek to the Troll Fens. So this is just my notes for that. These are all the actual play notes. I was going to do a video on this, which I had to cancel due to tech difficulties. We did a little bit of coloring here and mapping, and pull out the outdoor survival stuff, which I used to create a system for rations. Also, I did some stuff here, and again, there's videos for all of this if you want to watch. And I created a system for rations, which we have water tracking, food tracking, and then how many movement points you have. And I actually also created, I have it over here, hang on. Where is it? Where'd they go? I had a friend do a 3D print of this as a template. And now I've misplaced the template. Or it's, you know what? I'm not sure where it is. Anyhow, I have a template for this that's 3D printed. But this is how you track. So if you go a day without water, you put an X here. And if you go 2 days, then you're at minus, you lose 1 point. And so you move down this tracker. It's straight out of Outdoor Survival. I did modify it just a little bit to make it a little bit more deadly. So we've got that. But then, we just continued the adventure. We did some mapping in here. We tracked the weather. I mapped out the stream right here to see how wide and how deep it was. I used the Judges Guild campaign hexagon system for this. We went into the Haunted Tower. We started using Tales of Argosa rules for this. And then we went on an expedition to Sounding Bridge. And again, we have a cool video for this. At least I think it's cool. I thought it was fun. And then finally, the last part of we did here was that Brundax arrived at Koranis. And I was going to do a video using the Tales of Argosa city crawl. But I just didn't get to that because things in my other campaign took over. And then a bunch of guys on the Wargame Discord wanted to start playing a domain game playtest of the Sword and Scepter rules. So that kind of took over. And so I didn't, this has been on hiatus for a while. Now I am going to resume. What do we got here? This is a map of High Fork. So this shows the area. This is a 25-mile hex. These are 5-mile hexes. So we started, and again, I was using the terrain generation from the campaign hexagon system, which I then modified and put into my turn procedure, which is on Itch.io, again, which you can download for free if you want. So there's that. What else is in here? We have all the settlements, their class from the Solo Gaming Guide, their population, their income, what kind of ruler they have, and then the manpower they can provide. That's all listed there. And then each of these was going to be I was going to have a separate page for the ruins and so on and so forth. And that has actually been subsumed into the Sword and Scepter campaign, which you can find at worldofweirth.com. That's all been posted there. So that's it for my world building and solo gaming notebook. If you have any questions, specific questions, let me know. Leave a comment down below and I'll be glad to get back to you. If you want to do like an email address or whatever, disguise it carefully so that we can have an email discussion if you want to. Thanks for watching. Have a great day and keep on gaming.